Welcome to another unboxing and first impression of a new backpack. This is from the company Bryn Mill. And yeah, I kind of repeat myself, but I want to say this for all of you who are new to this channel. With all of my unboxings and first impressions, for me it is really important to not inform myself about the bag or about the item in advance, to give you the most honest and unbiased, uninformed first impression, as if I would walk into a brick and mortar store and see the product for the very first time. So yeah, with that out of the way, let's take a look at the Bryn Mill backpack that unfortunately I forgot the name of the bag, but yeah, let's take a look and unbox this. Alright, throw the box away and let's take a look at this bag. Right out of the gate, this is I don't want to say small, but this is a capacity that I personally prefer. This is an everyday carry bag, so I would assume somewhere around 19 liters of capacity. And what we can see right away, this is a bag that is not only an EDC bag due to its capacity, due to its size, but also from its styling. I would say this is a bag that feels very comfortable in an office with, let's say, office attire where you have to wear a suit, but not a bag that I would go, let's say, hiking with. So I can see there is this, I don't know, there's some form of polyester. This, I'm not sure if this is real leather or faux leather, which nowadays many people call it not faux leather, but rather like vegan leather. Not sure what this is actually, but it feels somewhat of a form of leather. Let's turn this around. Also what I can see right away, oh, here's a nice introduction, but as mentioned, I want to inform myself about the bag. What I can tell right away, this is, let's say, stiff. It has a rigid kind of shape to it, so it doesn't fall into itself. It keeps its shape. Some people like this because everything inside has its place and it doesn't get like weirdly shaped whenever there is something inside. So again, something that probably is great if you are going to the office and yeah, maybe you are into fashion and you want the bag to look good on your bag. So having a rigid bag that keeps its shape definitely helps in terms of appearances, let's call it that way. But also obviously will help to keep your items safe. Let's say you have your lunch in here with a banana, it won't get squished or anything. So yeah, let's turn this around. Also a very timeless, let's say it that way, design due to not many bells and whistles, not many unnecessarily straps somewhere. So you don't have a sternum strap, which I personally believe with smaller bags isn't that needed. The shoulder straps are padded, but still very slim. Again, something that definitely will help in terms of looking better when you are wearing office attire. If you want to make it more comfortable and add more padding in it, this will obviously get more bulky and then probably doesn't look that good on a suit. You have some, is this metal? This is very lightweight aluminum. It feels like aluminum, but no, it doesn't feel like aluminum. It's Duraflex. It looks like aluminum, but it feels very lightweight. It doesn't feel like plastic either. I will assume that this is aluminum. You have some strap and organizers to keep this more tidier. A well-padded back panel and a pass-through for a rolling luggage. You have a hidden zipper pocket, which is great if you have some valuables that you want to hide away. You have a little grab handle, 2 water bottle slots left and right that feel the elastic feels very strong. This will obviously help to keep the bottle in place, but also will make it a little bit difficult to put in some bigger bottles into one of these slots. But then again, I understand why they made this elastic that strong. So it pulls these two water bottle pockets very tightly to the bag, which then again will keep the shape, the appearance of the bag, which underlines the fact that this is a more office-friendly, fashion-oriented. And I don't want to say fashion, because in the bag world, I feel like that once we say a bag is fashion oriented, we right away assume that the bag is not as durable, doesn't have that much longevity. But I feel like in this case, I mean it in a very positive way. This is a very good looking bag right away. Visuals are subjective, of course, but I think we all can agree that this is definitely something that we all can see someone wearing with a suit. So in that sense, it is a very fashionable bag, but it also feels very durable in a way. But don't get me wrong, there are a lot of fashion bags where I would say the build quality is terrible. But in this case, I feel like this feels very good and high quality. I'm not sure what this fabric is. All of this feels very high quality. But again, I'm not 100% sure if this is faux leather or real leather. Then we have a quick access pocket here in the front with a leash for your keys. I think this is okay. There's not much space in it. This is great for your keys, your wallet or whatever. But I wouldn't put anything big in here because this will obviously get bulky, and then it wouldn't look that great on your back if you're wearing a suit. Let's go to this compartment. We have a laptop slot with a drop-in slot. It's not that big. Here's a magnet in here, maybe for your charger, a hard drive or whatever. The laptop compartment is suspended and well padded. Nothing to write home about this compartment. This is very basic, but I feel like it does a job very well to protect the laptop. This is padded. The panel to the main compartment is padded. So yeah, I think your laptop will be safe. I like that this is a bright inner lining. Let's see if it's bright inner lining in the main compartment as well. These are, let's see, are these YKK zippers? Yeah, YKK zippers, although these are very small YKK zippers, so they aren't that beefy like on most bags that I usually review, which usually are like kind of outdoorsy. No, I don't want to say outdoorsy. I rather have a lot of urban style backpacks with those beefy zippers, AquaGuard zippers that can take a beating. That is not to say that these are not able to take a beating, but they are noticeable a little bit smaller. I don't know the exact size, but compared to other bags like Evergoods, for instance, Evergoods is an extreme opposite of this bag, where Evergoods bags are intended to be like thrown around, maybe in the dirt, maybe into the back of your truck. And this is like, yeah, I'm going to the office, I'm taking the subway, so I don't need those beefy, huge YKK zippers. Just to keep this in mind, different horses for different courses, right? So open up the main compartment, and here you can see something right away. Remember that I said in the beginning that this is a bag that right from the start I noticed that this keeps its shape. It has this kind of like stiff feeling to it, and you can tell it right away from this, it's not clamshell, this half clamshell opening. This is very stiff and it will like go back to its place. So you can't just open it up, lay it on the ground and open the flap here and hope that this will stay in place, because it will always like flap to back. So I would rather consider this not like a half clamshell, but rather than a top-loading backpack. So, and when you look inside, this is already, I like bright inner lining so much because it makes it so easy to see whatever it's inside. And you know, I usually have a lot of color grading in my videos because I just like it that way. But what I can tell you is this is kind of like an, I would say somewhat of a eggshell, I think vanilla pudding is the right color. Not sure if that's really the name for this color, but that's the best how I would describe it. So you have this main compartment area, which I would assume is somewhere around 18 liter-ish capacity with a lot of slots to organize all of your items. These two slots have magnets, and I would say these are the perfect size for a bigger hard drive, a MacBook Pro charger. You have a pen slot in here, then a zippered compartment with a few more slots to organize your items, like a wallet or something. Another zippered pocket here at the bottom that has like a tote bag. I would say this is a tote bag for items that are maybe wet. Not sure what this is intended for, but it is just a tote bag that is attached to a carabiner at the bottom. That's a nice touch. Maybe if you're grocery shopping and there's no space in here, then you can just take the tote bag and use that for. You have a little slot here, maybe to keep your umbrella on the other side as well. Yeah, maybe if you have something long or you want to keep a bottle inside, this is a great place. Then you have another zippered pocket here with a mesh see-through, but that's about it. So a lot of slots and compartments to organize all of your items. Overall, with most bags, I always say, for me personally, there is the optimal amount of features / compartments. And because I personally think that the more slots, the more compartments there are, the more the bag forces me to adapt to its packing style. So imagine you are a PC user and your charger is much bigger, then obviously they won't fit into these slots, right? And then you have to put the charger in here in the main compartment anyway, and then this pocket is somewhat wasted. Or pen slots, for instance. I don't like pen slots because I usually write with this Stabilo pen that has this grippier surface area that is a little bit thicker. And in most pen slots, it doesn't fit inside. So in 9 out of 10 times, I never use a pen slot. But that's just me. Maybe you like all of these organization and have enough of stuff that you can utilize all of these compartments for. For me personally, I could live with less of these slots and just work with all of the compartments and pouches that I usually have. For instance, this extended EDC pouch that I use inside the Air Slim pouch, have all of my stuff in here, and I usually just drop that into the main compartment, which is basically why I don't need so many slots and compartments for me personally. But your mileage might vary. Other than that, from first impressions, I kind of repeat myself, this is a very good looking / fashion, timeless kind of bag that will be amazing for anyone who is a lot in the office, has a focus on wearing office attire, has a lot of client meetings. This is definitely subjective, but I personally, I wouldn't go to a client meeting if I had to dress up with a dress shirt or whatever. I wouldn't wear like a 511 Rush 12 with all of the moly outside. I mean, that's an extreme example, but personally, I wouldn't do that. I would look for a bag that is more fitting to my business attire if I ever. I never go to business meetings, but if I would go to a business meeting and I had to wear a suit, then this would be a better fit than a Rush 12 or a GoRock. But I know that is very subjective. I probably would still go with a GR0 to a business meeting, but I'm in the advertising world where a little bit less concentrated about wearing like this very official wear. But if I would be like, I don't know, if I would buy a house, for instance, and I need to go to the bank and need to get a credit for the house, I definitely wouldn't wear a GoRock bag to that meeting. I would wear a suit and then have maybe this backpack with it. But that's just me. And yeah, with that in mind, I would say this is the fashion-oriented bag for the office and fashion in a good way. This feels very well made. This is obviously not a bag that I would throw into the back of a truck or drag around the dirt or go hiking with. I would say it would still hold up. It feels very well made. The stitching is great. The choices of materials feel solid. But yeah, again, I wouldn't go hiking with it. But just to emphasize, I think this is fashion, but it's still very well made. It seems durable from first impression. So far, I would say if I would wear a suit, if I would go to the office on a daily basis, and the appearance or the visual fit of a bag to my work clothing, let's say that way, is important to me, then I would go with this. And also I would say this is also a very unisex bag. I can see that my wife would wear this, but that's just subjective. That was the first impression and unboxing of the Bryn Mill. How do you say this? Bryn Mill. I would say Bryn Mill. Yeah, I hope that is correct. Thank you very much for watching this first impressions of the Bryn Mill Work Anywhere backpack. And don't forget to subscribe. Plus, if you have any questions, comment below. And if you enjoyed this video, click the like button. And also check out my podcast, my second channel, and my Instagram @YouKnowTheBow. Yeah, I see you in the next videos, and stay safe and healthy everyone. Thank you very much.